Anybody? Well, before we get to maybe bad ideas about it, what do you think it stands for in Revelation here? What does it represent? It's not just talking about the ancient city of Babylon that didn't exist anymore. Okay, Satan, evil, sin, all these things will be destroyed. All these things will have a downfall. Yep. Yeah, just the world, really. The world and all its wealth. It will all be destroyed. And it'll all come under God's judgment. I think that's the best way to understand it. It just represents the whole world. But what people try to do is say Babylon represents, the United States. You hear that one a lot. Or Babylon represents Russia. Or Babylon represents some specific nation today. And the thing is about that, it's always going to kind of fit. Since Babylon represents the world, pick any nation, and yeah, you're going to be able to find a way to make it fit. Any nation of decent size. But the fact that you can make any nation fit should show you it's not one specific nation. It's just the world system as a whole. Specifically, I guess, the material side of the world. You might say the goods and services that we enjoy in life. So that's how this is used in Revelation. And if we read there's several other chapters about the fall of Babylon, in Isaiah especially, but also other prophets. And if we read all those, and then we read Revelation, we'd see not every line, but almost every line of Revelation is echoing something that's in the Old Testament and putting it together in one giant thing. So let me just read what I wrote here about Revelation and the fall of Tyre, and then that'll be it for today. So again, it's kind of a heavy on history and just more detailed stuff, but it is in the Bible, so it's worth understanding. The fall of Tyre in Ezekiel 27:28 does not stand alone in Scripture. When we come to Revelation 18, we find striking echoes of Ezekiel's language. Revelation describes the fall of Babylon, a symbol of worldly power, wealth, and pride in opposition to God. The merchants of the earth weep as they watch her destruction, lamenting the loss of trade and luxury. We read that already. John then lists cargo in a way that closely resembles Ezekiel 27's catalog of Tyre's international trade, and I'll skip that list because we read it. Just as in Ezekiel, the focus is not merely political collapse, but economic glory suddenly undone. The sea merchants cry as they see the smoke of her burning. And then the next thing. The parallels are deliberate. Revelation portrays Babylon as the final expression of the same kind of arrogant, wealth-centered civilization that Tyre once embodied. Tyre said in its heart, "I am perfect in beauty, and I am a god." Babylon in Revelation boasts, "I sit as a queen. I will never mourn." In both cases, pride rooted in prosperity leads to sudden ruin. This shows us that Tyre was not only a historical city, but also a pattern. Throughout history, powerful systems of trade, culture, and influence rise and seem unshakable. They shape identity and promise security, but when they exalt themselves against God, they eventually fall. Revelation 18 assures us that every proud empire, every self-sufficient system, every counterfeit glory will one day collapse completely. The lament of merchants in Ezekiel becomes the lament of merchants again in Revelation. The difference is that Revelation does not end with ruin. Immediately after Babylon falls, heaven rejoices, and Christ appears as king. What Ezekiel shows in part, the stripping of the proud city, Revelation shows in full the final end of all arrogant power and the triumph of the Lamb. Tyre fell, Babylon will fall, but Christ's kingdom will not be shaken. So that's kind of how to appreciate these unique chapters in the Bible. So, any final thoughts or questions on that? All right, well, next week we'll get to Ezekiel 28, and this is the one where the king of Tyre sounds like Satan in the Garden of Eden. And most Christian interpreters have understood this chapter to at least be alluding to the fall of Satan. So we will look at that in more detail next week. And so keep this for next week. Okay? Thank you. Hello.